Thank you for watching. My name is Glenn Morgan and this is We the Governed. And I wanted to produce today's video mainly to talk to people who are terrified about the political situation that they feel themselves in right now as they look around our country and our state and they wonder what can they do to actually make a difference. I mean, if you pay attention to politics, it's enough to turn you into drink and make you basically feel like there's just no hope, and because we're dealing with clowns and crazies and just terrible stories and escalating crime and all the drama out of DC, what exactly can you do to make a difference? And I know this is a common theme. So I oftentimes go around and I talk to people and try to encourage them to get more involved or engaged, or at least become more effective in doing that. One of the things I always say is to try to be prepared. Make sure that you have a plan that you can move forward with and you be prepared for what's coming. And inevitably, change always comes, especially in the political process. I oftentimes do public presentations, I do speaking engagements, I can come out and help that way. I'll do training sessions where I'm helping train activists. There's a lot of different things that I know I've tried to do over the years, and I've worked with a lot of activists around Washington State and other places as well to kind of get them organized and off the ground so that you can make an impact. So there's a couple of helpful tips that I'd like to just share with everybody, and hopefully this gives you some idea of maybe how to get that process going, how to take that first step as an activist, and perhaps just make an impact where you live. It doesn't have to be in Washington State where I live. It can be in whatever state you might live in if you're watching this video, but most of my work's been in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm here to help if you need some help. So here's just a couple basic ideas, and it's not rocket science. It's stuff that probably would come naturally to you on your own, but just in case it doesn't, I find that this type of discussion really does help people just go down this path, at least initially, in a fairly effective way. Number one, you got to build a team. You are not an island. There is no way that you're going to become a super effective activist by yourself. When you watch my video channel and when you read my articles or you see me at a public forum, it may look like I'm all alone, but the reality is there's a team of people supporting me out there, just like there's going to have to be a team that you work with if you want to be an effective activist where you live. Find a group of people. It doesn't have to be massive. Don't worry about building some kind of big architecture or organization. Just get a group of people who are willing to come together and actually make a difference and care about the same issues that you do. They care about liberty and freedom. Now, this is a big one. This is one I always talk about. Don't be a bitter critter. There's nothing that's going to destroy your effort to try to make a difference more than being somebody who's perpetually angry. Yes, we're dealing with crazy, terrible situations, and it does make you mad when you actually look at how incompetent or corrupt or terribly insane some of the political situations are that we see around us in our community all the time. But if you're a bitter critter, just think about it. Who the heck wants to work with you? The truth is nobody. If you're angry all the time, if you're bitter and it shows and that's how you act when you're around other people, trust me, nobody's going to want to be with you, and you will be an island because you're going to be alone. Nobody's going to want to be around you, and I don't blame them. So just think about that. The other thing to remember is that it takes a lot of work and time. If you want to be an effective activist, you have to do a lot of research usually to make sure you know what you're talking about and who you're looking at and what you're trying to achieve. That just takes time and effort. It's like anything else, starting a business, organizing, getting something organized. No matter what you do, it's just going to take some time. It's not a Sunday afternoon special, 2 hours, and you've solved all the world's problems. That's just not how it works. Finally, something that you can always have to remember, just like if you're going to be doing a startup company or anything else, you aren't always going to be successful. And in activism in particular, I think that it's important to be aware that failure or the process of trying something that's very new, very difficult, you're going to have failure. There's just no way to avoid that potential. I file a lot of PDC complaints. I've had a lot of success in the state, but plenty of them fail. And I have plenty of stories of failure that have led up to this point in time. You're just not always going to be successful. But I guarantee you that if you don't do anything, it may be a slow process, but quitting's certainly not going to speed it up or make it happen any faster. So the best time to start is now, and just recognize that it's not just an absolute guaranteed linear progression. It's just something that you have to get involved and be involved in and get going. If you need my help, if you want me to come out and help you, I do travel all around the state. I do travel even out of state in some cases. But if you think that I can help you and your organization get going, or if you need somebody to come speak on these topics where you live, feel free to reach out to me. I encourage you to go to my website. There's a way to reach me there, or you can subscribe and then just email me that way. But either way, I'm happy to work with any local group of people who care about liberty and freedom just like I do, and who are willing and interested in trying to make a difference. It's just something that we all have to do, because in the end, if we don't engage or don't get involved, then things just go on and they aren't going in the direction that we want them. So we might as well engage and do something ourselves, because in the end, the future belongs to those who show up.